Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Destination Wedding Podcast, the show that talks about planning a stress free destination wedding with our firsthand insider tips, tools, and budget planning ideas, as well as the top destinations and the top rated resorts. This is Joe Leo, your host for today's show, brought to you by JBL Legends Travel, your romance travel specialists. JBL Legends Travel specializes in all-inclusive destination weddings in Mexico and the Caribbean, as well as on a variety of cruise ships. A little over 11 years ago, my wife and I planned our own destination wedding. Not something that we recommend, but the truth of the matter is we had a number of calls looking for travel agents that could handle the wedding, but we couldn't find anyone with the experience that we wanted. So we did the next best thing. We started our own travel agency and planned our own wedding. And since then, we have helped dozens of couples plan their weddings and create memories. If you're listening to this podcast, you're either thinking about planning a destination wedding and don't know where to start, or if it's even right for you, or you already started the planning process and realized how overwhelming it can be and how hard it is to find accurate and up-to-date information. In today's episode, we will be talking about, is a destination wedding right for you? Welcome back to the Planning a Destination Wedding podcast, episode number 2, is a destination wedding right for you? So let's jump right in. In our experience, we have found that most people thinking about a destination wedding fall into one of 3 categories. The first category is couples looking to save money as opposed to a traditional home wedding. Traditional at-home weddings with an average of about 100 to 150 people can cost you anywhere between $20,000 and $45,000, depending on where you hold the reception and what extras that you add on to the basic package that the venue is offering. And that's just for 4 or 5 hours, and then it's over. And if you are the couple that wants to save money, there are dozens of ways that you can do that with a destination wedding. Most of our couples want a beachfront wedding, either right there on the beach with their toes in the sand, or in a gazebo or a rooftop setting where the ocean is the background. So let me ask you, do you really need a lot of decorations when you have that type of a backdrop? The next thing is you are at an all-inclusive resort or on an all-inclusive cruise, and all of your drinks and meals are included, so there's no extra cost for that either. The second category is couples who love to travel and want the atmosphere that you can only find on a beach at an all-inclusive resort or on a cruise ship, where you get to visit numerous ports. And the couples that fall into this category are the type that could never see themselves walking into a typical wedding hall or a firehouse or Elks Lodge, or for that matter, even a local country club. For us personally, this is exactly why we decided to have a destination wedding. We just couldn't see ourselves doing it any other way. And the third category is couples who have family that are located all over the world, who would have to travel anyway to come to your wedding, so why not have it in a tropical destination? If you are one of those and you have family that is already going to have to travel to get to your at-home wedding, then why not make it an experience that they won't forget? And if those people were going to have to travel anyway and make the investment, why not give them the opportunity to come join you and have a great vacation at the same time? So what category do you fall into? Do you want to save money? Do you love to travel? Or would most of your family and friends have to travel anyway to come to your wedding? Personally, we fell into category 1 and 2. We wanted to save money, but we also love traveling. The next point, once you have answered the question, is a destination wedding right for you? Let's talk about your guests and the guilt that you're probably experiencing and asking yourself questions like, am I being selfish? Am I asking my guest to spend too much money to come to my wedding? Is this really the right thing to do? Remember this, it's your wedding, and you want it to be special, as opposed to being in a catering hall for 4 or 5 hours. Now, once you make that decision based on these questions that we mentioned earlier, the first thing to do is talk to your key guests and get them on board with the idea before you actually commit to a destination. Okay, so what am I talking about? I mean your parents, your mom and dad, your closest friends, the people that are special and mean the most to you. Once they're on board, it's time to set the date and commit. Trust me, there are a lot of people on your guest list that are going to want to come, and some of them will be people that you didn't even expect to say yes. I had a couple that was going to get married in Riviera Maya, Mexico. And when we first spoke about the wedding, they said they expected to have about 20 people because a lot of the people that they wanted to invite would probably say no. They were actually in shock when we had over 75 people make reservations for their wedding. So, why do people say no? There's two main factors: time and budget. And aside from those two factors, those people wouldn't come even if it was free. The key here is to make sure you give your guests enough time to plan their vacation. Yes, I said their vacation. Yes, I know that they're coming to your wedding, but in reality, you're asking them to come on vacation and spend time with you. So, this is why most destination weddings are planned 9 to 12 months in advance, because this gives your guests the time that they need to get off from work and to have the opportunity to pay off the vacation a little at a time. And we'll talk more about that later in another episode. Now, don't get me wrong. We have put together destination weddings in as little as 4 weeks. Yes, 4 weeks. The couple invited their guests, we took their reservations, we put the whole wedding together, and in just 4 weeks before they were going to travel. That's not the norm, but it can be done. We can put together a destination wedding in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 weeks. The important part is really your guests. Now, when we do the room block at the hotel, we set it up so your guests can stay for 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 nights. The key here is 3 nights because most resorts are going to have a 3-night minimum. But we offer these options to your guests and let them figure out what fits into their schedule and their budgets. Once you make the decision and we set up your website and you send out the information to all the guests, then you're done. We give them all the information, the rooms that are available at the resort. We give them a variety of different rooms, the prices, the dates of the wedding, and of course, we make sure they understand that it's all inclusive and they can reserve their rooms for as little as $100. And then they can take the next several months to pay it off. You'll be surprised how many people are actually going to say yes. And as I said once before, you have your parents and your close friends already on board. So you're already on the way to having a great wedding and a fantastic party. Understand one thing: not everybody is going to be able to attend. Those who can make it will, and those who can't will say no. But that's the same thing that's going to happen when you have a traditional at-home wedding. Not everybody is going to be able to attend. So don't get caught up in all the drama and get insulted if someone can't go. Now let's talk about making your destination wedding affordable. The biggest mistake that most people make is they go online and they get advice from other brides. That's right. They post a message on social media. Hey, we just got engaged and we're thinking about a destination wedding, but we don't know where to start. You just opened up the floodgates because within 10 minutes, or maybe 15, you're going to have over 100 people throwing out names of resorts. The problem with this is that you have no way to know why these people chose those resorts, and they don't know you or your guests. This is why it's important to deal with a company like us, because we know the resorts, we know how to find the one that fits you and your travel personality, and what fits into your budget. We've had couples that say, hey, I don't want anything over the top, and I don't want to spend more than $5,000 for my room, ceremony, and decorations. And then on the other hand, I have couples that tell us they want a smaller boutique hotel with all the bells and whistles, and they want roses, and they want all kinds of great stuff, and their budget is really no option to them. The people online have no idea what you want or what your budget is, and all the recommendations that they're throwing out at you will do nothing but confuse you. The key here is we need to find the right place that is affordable for you and your guests, that will provide the experience that you want and the vision that you have. So when you have the opportunity to talk about your vision for the perfect resort and what your budget is, then we can help you narrow it down to just the right place. Now, all-inclusive resorts are not all created equal. Some are perfect for family vacations or a girls' getaway. Others are great for honeymoons, but they are all not perfect for destination weddings. And the same thing goes for cruises. Now let's recap. What category do you fit into? Number one, you want to save money over a traditional at-home wedding. Number two, you love to travel. Or number three, your guests are going to have to travel anyway to come to your at-home wedding. Usually you'll fit into more than one category, but once you know where you fit, then the next step is to get your family, mom and dad, your closest friends, on board with the idea. After that, we can choose the resort or the cruise ship and set up a contract for the wedding date, the time for the wedding, and the room block. Now, I mentioned the word contract, and everybody gets all excited when we talk about contracts. Don't get worried about contracts. We are the experts in negotiating these contracts, and we will walk you through all the rules and regulations. These contracts are in place to guarantee you the date and time of the wedding that you want. Without that, the resorts are not going to guarantee the date and time. It's also in place so that we can guarantee a price and lock in the room rates for your guests. Otherwise, we can be booking guests 2-3 weeks after each other, and the prices could go up 10-15%. So it's very important that we have a contract to lock in the room rates. Now, in the next episode, we are going to talk about in detail about the contracts and also about the perks and amenities that the resort offers you for bringing your guests to their hotel, as well as the wedding packages and how to work with the on-site wedding planners that are at these resorts to bring all the pieces together. The perks and amenities that they offer you vary from hotel to hotel, and sometimes they include a free upgrade for the bride and groom after you have 10 rooms, or an upgrade to the parents of the bride. So we'll get into that when we talk more about the contracts, the room rates, and the resorts. In the meantime, if you have any questions, give us a call at 732-831-5200, or go to our website, jbltravelgroup.net, and under the Services tab, you'll see a page for destination weddings. And on that page, you'll find a lot of information, plus a list of frequently asked questions and answers, in addition to a form that you could fill out to book a complimentary consultation to discuss all the details. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and watch out for episode number 3, which will be coming out next week.